Alright, so there's everybody that's right here, and then everybody that, so, you guys are fine, you guys are fine, but nobody, if you don't wanna be on camera, go sit right here, or like, right here. I think that's 90% of you guys. So, today we're gonna go over a lot of things, we got a lot to cover in a very short amount of time. So for the moment, go ahead and start working on your presentations, or not presentations, but wrong class. Start working on your, keep working on your papers that are due at the end of this week, and then we will start on all of our stuff here in just a moment. I'm going to write up the, range partners, anybody that is getting range partners. If you are solo, you'll be with me. If you are with a partner or somebody, you're going to be with Mr. Atkins, I think. Yeah, you'll be with Mr. Atkins. Class A guys, if you are dual, you'll be with Mr. Jonathan. Mr. Jonathan is out this week. He'll be here with us in Cedar Rapids next week. For those of you that don't know, it should be in your paper somewhere, but range time is in Cedar Rapids at Kingston Stadium. So if you cannot get there, let me know and I'll work something out here with the college. So range is done at Kingston Stadium, guys, so just remember that. Okay. You guys up to solo. Jenny, I believe you're the only school bus candidate, right? Okay. My Class B guys, sorry. And y'all are getting passengers. For those of, Jackie, I think you're my only Class A candidate, right? So those are your assignments for your range assignments. So good morning, good afternoon, guys. Welcome to day 3 of ELDT. For those of you getting your passenger endorsements, you will have 2 extra days with me in here, where you will be going over your passenger endorsements with me. Guys, we are being live streamed today, like I said. This is so I can put this up on the Aggressive Creations website. If any of you have not been to that yet, I'm actually downloading it right now. If you haven't been to the new and improved Art Johnson Creations website, all you gotta do is go to my YouTube channel, or I put it over on the syllabus sheets y'all got, but this is where you can go. If we don't have class on a certain day, I will put it up here in the travel and delays. Travel disruptions and everything, I will put that all up here. I just realized I haven't fixed this yet since the last delays we had. But this is where I'll put any cancellations or delays, or my dispatchers will put it up. As a friendly reminder, if you did lose your book, you can just go up here to the website where you can reorder those books. And this is where we'll train at. We'll be training at, we'll be at Kingston Stadium. That address, you just search Kingston Stadium on Google, and it will be able to get you to there. But it's over on 5th Street, I believe. Alright, let's get started. Alright, space management. Today we're going to be covering chapters 12 and 13. I don't know if I have 13 loaded, so we may just go and review. I wonder if I have it loaded. I can't remember if I loaded it or not. Sorry you guys, I came right over from. Okay, so I do have it loaded. So we will do chapters 12 and 13 today. We will do that. I couldn't remember if I had it loaded, I'm sorry. Alright, so space management. Why is space management important? Well, for one, you don't want to cause a crash. For two, we really don't want to cause a crash. Guys, that is an expensive thing. If you cause a crash, it could fall down to you. If you're driving a school bus, Class B vehicle with passengers, I can tell you right now, they're not only going to come after you, they're going to come after your company, but they're specifically going to come after you. Ask me how I know. Yeah. So, space management is very, very important. This is one of the most crucial things I think we could deal with. I think that, to be honest with you, were we driving? Yes, I'm sorry, I have Lisa, any trainer we have here at our Advanced Creations. But I love what I do. I love being able to teach. I love helping you guys. Space management, for those of you that probably tailgate in your personal vehicles, I'm sorry, that's unacceptable with me. Unfortunately, I am guilty. I am very guilty of tailgating in my personal vehicle, and honestly, I get a lot of following violations because I am very guilty of it in the bus too. I'm very, very guilty of it. I actually had two from the other day when I was driving. So just remember, upon completion of this, you'll explain the importance of proper space management, describe how to maintain appropriate cushions of space, discuss how to safely execute a right and a left turn in a tractor trailer. Bus guys, this is a little bit different because your off-tracking is way different. Recognize the signs of distracted drivers, identify how to manage them appropriately, and who else here is good at horrible about distracted driving. Managing space. Now, my mother will tell you, you should not be using the adaptive cruise control. I say this why? Well, my mother is very superstitious, I believe. When it comes to the adaptive cruise, she says it makes you not be able to manage your space. In my opinion, I love the adaptive cruise control. I love it. I love it wholeheartedly. It does you do have to still pay attention. You still have to know what you're doing. Okay? Proper space management is the practice of maintaining good space around your vehicle to operate space safely. There must be enough of a cushion to allow you to make positional adjustments when unsafe situations arise. I can think of, let's see, where was I? Oh, I was in Dallas, Texas. I left about a car length in between myself and the car in front of me. Had a guy, a semi, pretty much like this guy right here, in front of me. Yeah, ain't gonna happen. So thank God there was nobody right behind me, so I did back up a little bit to be able to allow for that. Okay. I don't have the videos on me right now, because I don't know what happened to my flash drive that I had all the videos on. Unless, I can't remember if this has. Yeah, no. So think ahead. The amount of space needed depends on the speed of you're traveling, the condition of the road, and the weather. So just remember that. Allow 1 second of space for each 10 feet of your vehicle length. At speeds of 40 or less. At speeds greater, add an additional second. So I always go for about 5 seconds when I'm driving. One with that, say, if we say that this speed sign was our marker, and this is us, when we get up here, I'm going to count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000. Technically speaking, I would go, once I hit the sign, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 4, 1,000, 5, 1,000, to give me how long between this car and that till the time that I passed it. Technically speaking, the way that I end up doing it anyway is once he passes that sign, I then start counting, and then once I pass, that's how many seconds I have. If you're driving a 60-foot vehicle at 55 miles an hour, you should have at least 7 seconds of space in front of you. Guys, this is actually pretty much correct with what I do. This is what most drivers do, unless you're those guys that like to, okay, 6 seconds plus 1 second equals 7 seconds, 1 second for each 10 feet of vehicle length, add an additional second for each second as you're traveling over 40 miles an hour. So when you are being tailgated, stay to the right lane, slow down, and give the other driver plenty of chances to pass. They never do. They never do. Avoid quick changes, increase your following distance, don't speed up, and avoid triggers. Look at you, Kathy. I watch you driving here. To the sides, this is a hard thing because, yeah. Don't hug the center line, avoid hugging the right side of the road. Avoid traveling alongside other vehicles. Yeah, sometimes this is hard, especially when we get to Chicago. This is hard to do when we get into most major cities. I can speak from experience, especially coming into Texarkana. I had that issue. Coming into Indianapolis, you have that issue. For those of you going to a bus company, not the one that I'm wearing on my chest currently, but if you're going to a bus company, that is very hard to do sometimes because you are in a lot very tight areas, such as Chicago. Now, if I ever hear of one of you guys becoming a can opener with a bridge, we don't have serious talk. Adequate space above is needed to clear bridges, overpasses, trees, power lines, and never assume those heights posted on bridges or overpasses are correct, let me tell you. The one in Davenport, guys never listen to it. It's like 10 foot 11 or something like that. And they never listen to it. If you do drive, if you're going to be driving for Greyhound, and you go to Champaign, there's actually a 1210 bridge there. I know at least one of you guys are going to Greyhound. That's to my knowledge. Get out and look. I cannot. Okay. Now, I'm going to mention this now. So it's a CDL test. Goal is very, very important. Get out and look. So, get out and look. Anytime you are backing, you're not doing this, an accident can happen. I can speak of one incident where somebody backed into a van because they didn't get out and look and see how close they were. We are going to get you hard when it comes to get out and look. I'm going to tell you goal hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times while we are out on the range, while we are out on the public road, while we are doing anything where we are backing. Because you aren't always going to have a spotter. Get out and look. I cannot stress this enough. I do it a lot. If I'm not sure of where I'm at in a facility or where I'm at a depot, I will get out and look. I will make sure that I know where I am. I have yet to have a backing accident. Knock on wood. I have yet to have a backing accident. Why? This right here. Get out and look. That's the number one reason why I have yet to have a backing accident. Come damn close. But I've never had a backing accident. Ever. Again, nothing. A GPS is designed for professional drivers to provide information on low overpasses and bridges. Rand McNally, guys, I cannot say Rand McNally. I used to use Garmin, learned that Garmin is not as great. Rand McNally, 7-inch, 8-inch, 9-inch. Some guys do go to 10-inch, but that's about $1,000. How about the look? Driveways, railroad tracks, dirt roads, and unpaved lots can be challenging. Slow and steady is the rule in these cases. Guys that are going to be driving low boys, please be careful. I don't want to see you on the news. I do not want to see you on the news that you got hit by a speeding train. Okay, one sec. So not so much the board, what you're focusing on up here, for those of you on YouTube, are going to be on here. So, your turning space. Commercial vehicles run the risk of hitting other vehicles or objects every time they turn. Now, here's my thing. I was training a lady out in Omaha. She turned, takes out the light pole, keeps going. Know what I said to her? I said, "Did you just see that light pole you hit?" She's like, "Yeah." "Are you sure?" "Yeah." "Then why didn't you stop? Or why'd you hit it?" I said, "Take this next left and go back." I've never had somebody actually do that before. That was my first. That was the first. The same lady also told me she knew more than me. But it's the whole thing. Right turns. Right turns are the most difficult. I know that probably doesn't sit out on the board, but left turns. Easier because you can judge your space a little bit better because it's on your side. Roundabouts. I hate them. I hate roundabouts. There's one out here. We drive down here. We drive out here. I'll take you through both of them. One's smaller than the other, actually. You should be able to see the board now. But roundabouts, I hate. I really do. Okay, so when we start going out on the highways out in Cedar Rapids, because we're going to go out onto 380, we're going to go onto 80, we're going to go onto we're going to work our way down to 61 and 151 as well. But more than anything on 380, I'm going to bring you down on Donner's, not Donner's Pass, but I'm going to bring you down by the event center. When you get on at the event center, I'm going to have Jimmy do the same thing. But anyone that's running with me for Class B or Class C vehicle, passenger vehicle, I can guarantee you one thing. You are going to go through down Diagonal Street, and we're going to take you down to the event center, and we're going to take you up onto 380 during the busiest time of the day. Why I do that? It's not to scare you, but I want to see how you do when you're entering traffic and exiting traffic. I want to see how you do. You're going to have me there to help you out, but I want to see how you do. Because that CDL examiner, whoever it is, if it's through us at our Drive Creations, or if it's with somebody else, or if it's with the actual DOT, they're going to take you through. And they're going to take you up into traffic. They're going to want to see how you do. Spatial awareness is huge. You don't enter until you're clear. Unless you're me, and then you just fly into the open gaps, that way you can get into traffic. You'll need a larger gap to enter traffic than you would need in your personal vehicle. I've actually been right here, where this photo was taken. I was here I was in the bike for 3 months ago? 3 months ago, something like that? It can take 7 to 15 seconds to clear an intersection, 100%. It's technically illegal to sit in an intersection. Like, how many of you guys have seen a bus or a truck going out? Raise your hand. If you've ever seen a truck, or a car, or a bus, just sit on the intersection and wait till that light turns red on the other side to make the turn. I'm guilty of it. It's technically illegal to do that. Now, do cops say anything about it? No. They've never bothered me about it, but yeah, it's technically illegal to do it. Distracted driving. Guilty as charged. I am horrible about it. In my personal car, I am horrible about it. I am horrible about it. I am horrible about it. I cannot tell you how horrible I am about it. Yeah. I'm horrible about it. I'm going to be the first one to tell you. Distracted drivers make conscious choice to distract themselves from driving. It is important for you to be aware of unfocused drivers around you. I see it all the time. I am guilty as charged. Yes. How to spot distracted drivers. You can spot distracted drivers from a distance by the movement of their vehicles, 100%. Because they're all over the road. Let me tell you how I know. Watch the dash cam from my car. You will know. How to respond to distracted drivers. If you spot a distracted driver behind you, move to the rightmost lane, increase the likelihood that they will pass you without incident. Yeah, sometimes. 50-50 on that. So your objectives or views. You should be able to explain the importance of proper space management. Describe how to maintain appropriate cushion space. Describe how to safely execute a right and a left turn. In a tractor trailer, recognize the signs and distractions of distracted drivers and identify how to manage them appropriately. And that's that one. Okay, so on your tables, now what I want you to do is take a couple of minutes and do the quiz that is on your desks. I want you to finish it, take about 5 minutes here and do it. And then just send them off to your side and I will collect them after class.
you need to position your car safely.
Alright, you good?
There goes another wrecked car. What a waste. And that's not even considering the toll in lives and human suffering. Almost without exception, every wrecked car in that shop is there because its driver did not know how to manage his driving space. To drive well in traffic, you need to position your car safely. Choose a spot that lets you see the best and be seen the most. Learn how to use your space by deciding the amount of time you'll need to maneuver the car. And learn to judge the time and space other drivers and vehicles need to perform their maneuvers. But what exactly is driving space? Well, simply put, it's that space around your car to the front, the side, and to the rear, within which you are vulnerable to collision. It's kind of like having a big space cushion surrounding your car. Any vehicle or object that pierces this cushion has penetrated your safe driving space and becomes a potential threat. How big a space cushion we need is determined by several important factors: your vehicle speed, visibility and how well you can see, road conditions, and traffic. Let's go into one of our training rooms, and I'll demonstrate on our traffic board what really constitutes driving space and time, and how you as drivers can manage your own space and time for safer driving. As I stated before, there are 4 factors that determine how much driving space and time we need. First, let's take your vehicle's speed. For speed is time. Most of you are aware of the 2-second rule, where at moderate speeds, you need to be at least 2 seconds traveling time behind the vehicle ahead of you. And at highway speeds, at least 4 seconds behind the vehicle ahead. The faster you are driving, the more time and space it takes to react and stop, or maneuver to avoid a collision. But what about behind you? Shouldn't that vehicle also be at a safe distance from you? Absolutely. The faster you go, the more driving space you need from vehicles ahead of and behind you. Visibility can determine how much driving space you need. Most of what you do is a result of what you see, and only by scanning the road ahead can you detect the changes in the traffic situation or the road conditions. If you cannot see at least 12 seconds ahead of you because of poor visibility, you need more space, more time. But visibility is not just restricted by weather. Your visibility within your driving space can be restricted by other vehicles, as well as by road conditions, tight curves, hills, or obstacles. Certainly, the amount of traffic on the road will have a drastic effect on the safe driving space you will need, not to mention the erratic actions of some drivers. We've shown you the 4 factors that determine how much driving space and time you will need. How we control and adjust for any penetration into our driving space is what management is all about. Management of space and time is identifying a problem, developing a solution, and executing a correction. As drivers, you control your own space by adjusting speed, lane positioning, and by communicating with other drivers. So, by using the principles of management, let's see how we can control some typical penetrations into our driving space. The vehicle ahead in our path of travel is stalled at the traffic light. It has now penetrated our safe driving space. we are faced with slowing down or changing lanes. With this vehicle behind us, it's not advisable to slow down. There's also a vehicle coming up fast on our left, so that lane is blocked. But the right lane is open. So by signaling our intent to the two vehicles behind us, we can change lanes, still maintaining our speed, and open up not only the driving space in front, but the space to our rear as well. When you meet another vehicle on a two-lane roadway, you need to allow yourself as much safe driving space on your left as possible. But in this situation, there is a cyclist blinding on the shoulder. At our present speed, we would meet that truck at the precise moment of passing the cyclist. Giving the cyclist as much room as possible would jeopardize the driving space to our left, and ultimately place the cyclist in great danger. The proper solution to this problem is to reduce speed so as to permit the truck to meet the cyclist. This means communicating our intentions to the driver behind by flashing our brake lights. Now let's put ourselves on a busy four-lane roadway with cross streets and see how our management skills will solve this situation. The vehicle in the left lane is signaling for a left turn, but with oncoming traffic, he will be forced to stop and wait. How will this affect our driving space? For one thing, that car right behind him will probably try to move into our lane to avoid having to stop. This would definitely reduce our safe following distance. Here's where our management skills will pay off. A check in our mirror shows a vehicle far enough behind to enable us to reduce speed. By slowing down, we not only give the driver on our left more room to safely change lanes, but we also give ourselves more time to react further should he get into a problem at the intersection. Passing another vehicle on a two-lane road is one of the most critical decisions you will ever have to make. It's difficult to estimate the speed of an oncoming vehicle, particularly when it's far enough away so as to almost appear to be standing still. But you must assume that any oncoming vehicle is traveling at least the legal speed limit. This means you will meet at a point approximately half the distance between the two of you. You need to have enough time and distance to accelerate, pass the vehicle ahead, and return to your own lane before you reach this halfway point. If you have any doubts whatsoever, don't try it. Wait until there is no question of a safe passing distance. In the short time allowed, I've been able to show you only these few examples of managing your driving space and time. But the three principles of management will apply wherever you drive. Identify the problem. By scanning the road up to 12 seconds driving time ahead, and by using your mirrors, know what is around you at all times. Develop a solution. By taking into account all of the traffic around you and assessing the best possible move. Each time you're out driving, you will be faced with hundreds of different situations where management of your driving space and time will be required. Many of these maneuvers you will do almost automatically because of experience. But the space cushion is not automatic. As a driver in traffic, you cannot be a passive observer. You must be an active participant and manage your driving by constantly making adjustments to changes that occur in your safe driving space.
With Google Play Games, you can play unlocked, unlock bigger screens, and better controls.
Alright,
Even
so during this time, this is another note, guys.
play on mobile and PC with Google Play Games. Download now.
Any questions?
perform the necessary actions to keep you, fellow motorists, safe. Driving safe is a risks of getting into wrecks and receiving tickets are obvious ones to point out. Other risks include increased insurance rates, driver's license points, suspended license, attorney fees, injury to you and others, and ultimately death. In the U.S., there's an auto wreck every 60 seconds. That equals about 5 million wrecks per year. About 85 to 90 are due to driver error. It's from choosing to do things behind the wheel of the car that we shouldn't do. So what types of things am I talking about? All things that would take a driver's focus away from the dangerous conditions of driving. Simply put, driver distractions. I want to emphasize that distractions don't make us distracted. We choose to be distracted, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. All drivers, experienced or not, must stay focused and pay full attention to the hazardous driving conditions. The term distracted driving refers to anything that takes your eyes, hands, or mind away from driving. Statistics show in 2009, approximately 5,500 people were killed by distracted drivers. Keep in mind, these statistics only take into account the drivers that actually admit to being distracted, and I feel naive that all drivers involved in motor vehicle deaths admit that they were doing things wrong. I'll bet most of you can think of some things your parents do while driving that distract them and put themselves at risk. Many people truly believe they can do two things at one time, just as well as they can do a single thing alone. Let's see if that's possible.
Now we're going to talk about distractions in the car. Our brains are designed for us to do one thing at one time, much more effective than when we do multiple things at one time. And so I've drawn a chart here on the board, and we're going to do an exercise to prove what happens when we do multiple things at one time. 3, 2, 1, go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Very good. You made up time there on the end. So that took you about 6 seconds. Now your ABCs. 3, 2, 1, go.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, Y, W, X, Y, and Z.
Very good. Very good. Okay, that took you about 6 seconds. All right. So now, this took you a little over 15 seconds. Okay. You're going to do both of them. You have to say it out loud and touch the number with the chalk. 3, 2, 1, go.
A, B, C, D, H, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, Y, W, X, Y, and Z, W, C, A, B, C, D, H, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, Y, W, X, Y, and Z, A, B, C, D, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, Y, Z, Z, I don't know, A, B, C, D, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, S, oh my.
Okay, that's good.
What just happened? Everyone watching this video, if asked to do this exercise, would have similar results. The problem is, the human brain is not designed to do two things at one time, better or equal to doing one thing at a time. I always like to pay special attention to each person who participates in this exercise to see if they pay more attention to the letters or to the numbers. I think it's relevant that we recognize the simplicity of this exercise. Counting 1 to 12 and saying our ABCs are two of the most basic things we learn in our lives. It's one of the first things we learn as children, and yet, as simple as these two things are, we witness poor results in this exercise. Imagine how difficult it is to do two things at the same time, like driving a vehicle in city traffic. Maybe you'll be guilty of doing one or two of these things every now and then. I hope you can clearly see the danger you're in when you're distracted while driving. The first distraction I would like to discuss is your radio and CD player. Everyone likes music, and listening to music in the car is not always a bad thing. Every year, radios and CD players become more advanced. Many of the functions and features of these new systems are incredible. Listening to music can be distracting, but more dangerous can be handling the systems themselves. As you drive down the road, it is very important to never take your eyes off the road for more than a quick glance. Let me share some numbers with you. When you're traveling at a speed of 30 miles an hour, you cover 40 feet per second. At 40 miles an hour, you cover 56 feet per second. And at 60, you cover 84 feet per second. Let's think about that for a minute and try to put things in perspective. When you're driving at 60 miles an hour and you take your eyes off the road for 3 seconds, you would have covered 252 feet. A football field is 300 feet. Can you imagine how much damage your car would do over the distance of a football field? So when you change out a CD or try to adjust the bass of a particular track, how much time do you spend with your eyes off the road? How long will it take to adjust your equalizer? Will you plug in your MP3 or iPod, your radio system? Will you do this while you're driving? Make these changes while you're stopped at a light or a stop sign. You can always pull over to a safe place, but the best option is to make your adjustments before you leave. Many of the 5 threats that happen before the radio are preventable. The second distraction I would like to discuss is eating in the car. We all get hungry, and we don't always have time to sit in our meals. If you're not in a hurry, do not get into the habit of eating while you're driving. Eat in your car after you park, or just go inside and eat. If you have to eat while you're driving, then you should take some precautions. Here's a list of the most food offenders in the car. Number 1, coffee. It spills easily and it's very hot. Number 2, hot soup. People drink it like coffee and run the same risks. Number 3, tacos. A food that can crumble itself with one bite. Leave your car looking like a salad bar. Number 4, chili. The dreaded chili stain on the front of your shirt. And number 5, hamburgers. Grease, ketchup, and mustard, it can all end up in your hands, your clothing, and the steering wheel. So is there anything else you can do? Yes, make sure there's a lid on your coffee, as well as any drink you have in the car. If you're in the mood for a taco, then order a taco, but eat it inside. Really, how much time does it take to eat a taco? In life, there's a time and place for everything. There's no right time for eating a potentially sloppy meal while driving. How many of the 5,500 people died while eating? If you must eat while driving, eat a granola bar or something that won't make a mess. The third driver distraction is passengers in our car. I'll focus on the friends that will be in your vehicle, because for teenagers, they're usually the problem. 90% of teens say that passenger behavior has distracted them while driving. Spending time with your friends is great. Your friends can add value to your life, and you will most likely spend many hours in the vehicle with your friends. You'll be driving your friends back and forth from school, sporting events, after-school functions, and at night to and from various activities. Sometimes people get excited and pay more attention to the conversation. You may have to ask your friends down. You may have to turn the radio down and ask your friends to please keep things quiet so you can concentrate. If you learn that certain people in your car will not respect your wishes, you should make arrangements for that person to find other means of transportation. Asking certain friends not to ride with you may be difficult, but you need to see the big picture. Many drivers and passengers die every year in cars because their friends were distracting. Your friends cannot bring you back to life or make your injuries disappear. There's plenty of time to be loud and have fun once you get where you're going, that is, if you get there. The fourth distraction is talking on your cell phone. According to the research, 75% of Americans between the ages of 12 and 17 own a cell phone. 82% of Americans aged 16 and 17 have cell phones. 84% of cell phone users stated that they believe using a cell phone while driving increases the risk of being in an accident. At least 38 states have bans on cell phones for use while driving. According to the Human Factors and Ergonomics Society, drivers talking on cell phones are 18% slower to react to brake lights. This is an alarming stat. Most people do not allow time to react while using the phone. Using a hands-free device is better than holding the phone in your hand, but not as much as you think. When using hands-free, people will check their blind spots better and signal better because they have the use of both hands and can turn easily. The truth is, talking on the phone while driving is still multitasking. You're doing two things at one time, and we've seen what happens when we do that. There are liability issues to deal with as well. We live in a lawsuit-happy world today. People will try to sue you. If you're involved in a collision, you can rest assured that the attorney of the person you hit will check your phone records to see if you were on the phone when the crash occurred. What percentage of calls you receive are what you consider very important? And I don't mean like Tommy broke up with Katie. I mean important when you look at the big picture. If your state and parents allow you to talk and drive, you should make some adjustments when taking a call. First, glance to see who is calling and evaluate your situation. For example, you may be 3 minutes from your destination. Just wait and call back. It may be a friend or a call that you know is not important. Just call back later. You can always pull off the road safely and then take the call. If it's a call that you're on the phone, so you will need to double your following distance. Many times, parents of a teen killed in a car crash find out what happened by speaking to the person their child was talking to when the crash occurred. How many of these conversations with friends are worth losing a life over? The fifth distraction is texting while driving. Texting is now the leading cause of distraction in the car for teens. Most teens own cell phones, and 76% of them send and receive text messages. Most people that talk on their cell phones are at least looking in front of them most of the time. Texting involves typing and looking at the screen of the cell phone. Teen drivers are 3 times more likely to be involved in a fatal car crash than any other age group. Teens are more likely to text and drive than any other age group. In most studies, 50% of the teens surveyed admitted to texting while driving. Most also admitted that they know it's dangerous. Studies have found that texting while driving causes a 400% in their moving vehicles. Teen drivers are 4 times more likely than adults to get into car crashes directly related to texting. For every 6 seconds of driver time, a driver sending or receiving text messages spends 4.6 of those seconds with their eyes off the road. While talking and texting are both dangerous, texting is more serious. You can apply the same reasoning with texting that we spoke of about talking on your cell phone. It's best just to wait until the car is stopped and then read your text and reply. Once the car is moving, you should stay focused on driving. You can also pull off the road safely and check your text. The same messages about life and death can be asked here as well. Are the messages worth dying? You will never reply to a text if you die. I suggest you turn off your cell phone while driving. Let's think about the 5,500 people that die every year in a car due to driver distractions. What do you think those people would give to get back that moment in life where they chose to be distracted? Lives were cut short because they did not see the big picture. The things I just mentioned are what's important in life, not taking a meaningless phone call or sending a text message to a friend that you could have done later. 67% of the deaths in ages 16 to 24 are in a car. If you do not live to be 25, you will probably die in a car. What is going to cause that fatal crash? Will it be because you were distracted? Use the car for what it's meant to be used for. It's a means of transportation. Driving demands and carries much responsibility. The things you choose to do or not do while driving could mean life or death. Stay safe and stay alive by choosing today not to be distracted while driving.
Okay. I understand, so I'm gonna get questions all the time, I get questions all the time about it. Watch your eyes. I get questions all the time. Why do I use videos that are used for driver's ed? Well, technically speaking, you are in sort of a driver's ed class. You are learning to get a license. But I just want to point out that 90% of what I do is trying to help make you better. Now I'm going to move this camera so y'all can see the board from this point. Okay. So, if everybody can pay attention over here to the board, just as a friendly reminder, your so just as a friendly reminder, these are your partners: Kathy, Jamie, John, Jesse, Joey, and you are solo. Sorry, I can't remember my handwriting. Sorry, Joey, you are solo. And James, you are going to be together. So we've got. I think how I'm working it out is Kathy, Jamie, John, and Jesse. You guys will be in one bus 685. I think is what's going to be out there. Joey, you're going to be in 287. And Jimmy and James, I think you are in 316. Jenny, you are working, I'm working with the district that you are going to get a bus, so I don't know what vehicle you are in. Jackie, I gotta get with Jenny and get you a tractor and see if he's got his tractor and trailer, so I'm not sure I'm not 100% what you will be in yet. So friendly reminder, your papers are due next week, so if you haven't even gotten started with that, I would highly advise that you get started on them, like that sooner than later. I am changing, we will start on chapter 13 next week. We will not have class tomorrow or Friday, because I am out of town. I'm going to be in a meeting. And I got to drive Friday night. There'll probably be no class next week either, just because I've got to be out of town at another convention for next week, I believe it is. Or I'm driving around. I cannot remember what my schedule looks like. I'd have to look at my schedule. But there's definitely no class from 5:11 to 5:18. I'm out of the state. I'm gonna have you guys just study your pre-trip. On 5:1, we will be on the range, so be able to be ready to dress for any type of weather, because there is no shelters out there, and I don't have any tents. So be dressed for anything that could happen out there. Biggest thing we're gonna stress during this time is using your pull-ups and your looks. Goal is going to be your best friend. We're going to always say, check your friends. Did you check your friends? Your mirrors are no longer referred to you as mirrors. They are called your friends. What else? Is there anything else I'm missing? I don't think so. Oh, so again, like I said, just remember that you're dressing for any type of weather when we're out of Kingston. Again, guys, we will be in here next week. We will be in here next, I think Monday probably. I think Monday will be the only day we have next week if we have class at all. I will send out an email on if we're gonna have class or not. So I will send out an email if we're gonna have class or not. For the late stragglers that came in later this afternoon, or during this course today, we're just going to go over the website one more time. So if for some reason if you have lost your book, you will just go here to the website and order them right here. We use J.J. Keller. And if there's any cancellations by that we don't do, you'll see it posted right here on the training and cancellation. On the cancellations and delays, it'll go truck routes, any bus routes, travel trips, and then it'll go from there, it will go down to school cancellations for our Grace CDL training. So if you have any questions, because most of you guys are through companies, I will call your company, or I will definitely get a hold of your companies. Swift guys that got sent over here, as well as Bartles guys that got sent over here. And then the other guys that are just here for another local bus company. School district guys, I will call your district and let them know. They'll probably have you do separate training. or something. They'll probably have you guys work on LMS during that day. If you have not got your books in for some reason because you're a late straggler to the program, I'll have copies. So, but you are way behind the 8 ball at this point. So just again, remember that our cancellation and delays will be posted here, or if you call the office, myself, my mother, my father, or one of our dispatchers will pick up. If you're interested, I have one non-CDL route open if you would like to drive a box truck. I am more than happy to put you behind the wheel. I got a little high roof van basically that needs to go if you would like to do that and get some experience to go back to your company with. I am more than happy to do that for you. Or I spoke with everybody's companies and asked permission if I can do that. They said yes, so if you would like some experience, I am more than happy to do that for you. Other than that, again, I will let everybody know if we end up having class any at all next week. Other than that, folks, do we have any questions? All right, with that being said, I'm going to cut the recording so nobody has to be on camera.